everybody. We're back again. For those who haven't been here before, welcome back. And if it's your first time, welcome. Appreciate it. Definitely, this is going to be a conversation on property management company. A lot of times, if you're an investor, you have a lot of properties and you rely on property management companies to deliver a service to take care of your properties, make sure that the properties are up to speed, maintained, collecting the money, market it. People are properly being screened and all that to be able to get your clientele, and then they deliver the administrative duties to get that service um, out to your guests that are staying on your properties and making sure that everything is on point. They're active in the community with your properties. They're on the scene. They're doing things that you're not going to do, able to do, or whatever it be. But you're hands off and they're hands on. Um, Thank you guys. I'm Mr. D. I'm your host, and we're back here again, Shop Talk with your local contractor. So let's get into this topic about property management companies. Property management companies are very important because a lot of times, as investors or owners of properties, you own or have more than one property. It's very important that you have somebody that knows all the applicable state, local, county, and even federal laws, like fair housing. You want them to know all the stuff when it comes to discrimination, fair housing laws, and so forth, so that nobody's being discriminated against. Because if you do so, those are things that can take you out of business. They can actually even have somebody sue you for the property to itself. So under fair housing laws, you have to follow those. No matter who you are and what your beliefs are, if you're making it public, you can't do a pocket listing where you have somebody in particular in mind. You have to have that out in the open. And because of that, it's heavily regulated by the real estate community. So you have to be a licensed realtor or a brokerage firm that is a property management company that does all those things, because you're doing transactions in real estate itself, whether it's um, having lease negotiations, signing contracts, collecting money for the transactions. It's all upon real estate. It's not a sell of real estate, it's the duties in real estate, and it's just one of those things that you would have to have a license for. Now, when I say that, there's always loopholes around everything. And so, like when you're buying a house, do you actually have to buy a house from a licensed realtor? No, you don't. You can buy a property from an actual wholesaler, someone that is not regulated, someone that has reputation in the community. They work with a lot of the title companies, and they have deals hands on with their clients. It's called an AB and a BC contract. The AB contract is between the wholesaler and the person that's selling the property that can't get it sold, and they're looking for that wholesaler to find a buyer. And then the BC contract is between the wholesaler and the actual buyer of the property. Once they close out of the AB contract with the owner and them, then they do the BC contract between them and the actual person that's going to be buying the property. So there'll be a double close on that. This is going to be property management. Property management is when you've done your fix and flips, you are sitting on these properties, and now you want to lease them. You've looked at a dollar amount of what the property is worth monthly. You have to have a contract. You have to follow fair housing laws. You have to follow laws that are non-biased, so you cannot discriminate for race, color, creed, or handicap, which is a disability. You cannot go after somebody based off of you're attracted to them, but you have to follow the rules, which means if you market to anyone and they qualify in their background, they qualify financially, they qualify, period, then that's the people that you lease to. When you're doing your screenings, that's the people you lease to. The people that you don't have to lease to are the people that are denied. Background qualifications, they don't have the income for your property. They have a background that has criminal negligence in that. Therefore, you do not have to have those people on the property. You don't know them anything, but you still have to give them with integrity. You have to give them respect and dignity. So therefore, you cannot downplay somebody because they don't qualify. You just clearly say they don't qualify. So in a property management company, when you have a property management company work for you, they're the people that actually go on the scene. They're hands on. They're the people that actually go and check out the property. They're the people that actually go and market the property. They're the people that actually go out there and they do the screenings. They're the people that actually do the contract negotiations. They have the contract signed, and then they're the people that collect all the monies and make sure that you get shortcut, as well as they schedule all the routine maintenances or any type of work orders. They get all that taken care of. They have their own people that they have that go out there and do all the contract work. And then if they have to do a clean out when there's a move out, they do that. They do the clean outs, whether it's a trash out or just a quick basic cleanup, touch up, put it back on the market again with the marketing, screening, showing the properties before the screening, and getting that right person in there to get you back with a valid, active, qualified renter. So that's what they do. Those are the things that they do. And the administrative task are making sure that you have your books and your records kept so that the house is fully on function. Um, Everything's up to speed when it comes to paperwork. The city and county has been reported to. Your information is being reported to properly, as well as the clients are being taken care of. Bills are all paid. House is uploaded online, and it's ready to go, and it's used. The functionality is 100%. I mean, all appliances are working. The functionality of the house, it's all cylinders on go. That's what a property management company does. You don't have to do that because when you're property managing or having a property manager manage your properties, you are no longer having an emotional connection to what used to be grandma's house or the house you grew up in. It's just a means to make an income. It's property. Therefore, if you grew up in that house, you don't think about it like that. If the house were to be damaged, you just want to be financially compensated, have that house repaired, restored back to pre-damaged condition, which is before it got injured, or I mean, before there was a damage on that property, and you want to make sure that it's able to be rented again. So those are the things that property management companies are supposed to do. Now, I do have my cheating notes here, but these notes came from the actual experience that I have with working with property management companies and being a property management independent contractor myself. These are the things that a property manager is supposed to deliver to you as their client. You are the client because you're the homeowner. They are the service provider because they're supposed to get clients that are going to be leasing that property, taking care of those people as the host, and making sure that all questions are answered. Anything that has any questions is being um, uh, answered, taken care of, and then business as usual, a well-oiled, smooth running machine. That's what a property management company is supposed to do. There's many hats to wear when a property management company. So property management companies are supposed to have a loyalty to you as the client. You are the owner of the home. They're supposed to have a loyalty to you as the client. They're also supposed to have a responsibility to you as their contract. They have a responsibility to the contract that they have written to you with them as your provider to deliver the administrative task needed on your property to run it as a well oiled machine. And then the other one is they have a duty to service. So there's the services they provide is making sure that they're doing marketing, they're doing showing, they're doing screenings, they're maintaining the property, they're collecting all the monies, and if they have to pass out notices or do repairs, and then making sure that everything is 100% for the guest, and for the property itself, or making sure that all the contractors are pulling the proper permit when there is a renovation or a downtime from damages being repaired. That is something that the property manager is supposed to do. You are hands off, they are hands on. That is their job. Whether it's an STR, which is a short term rental, that is corporate leasing for like doctors, nurses, construction individuals that are just in town for a short time for 3 to 6 months or more, and they need something like an apartment or a house with those amenities as a home, not as a hotel, but as a home, fully furnished. And if there's uh, a barbecue grill outside that has a propane tank that runs out of propane, you call that into the work order. They get that taken care of and get you back up and running again. Toilets are down, windows broken, door locks are messed up. They come out there, they get those taken care of. If there's any plug issues with the electrical, they get those taken care of. Those are all work orders from the clogged toilet or the sink. They get those taken care of back again, get you up and running. The owner doesn't have to take care of that. The owner doesn't have to drive to the properties or even meet the people that have been living in their properties for years on end. So whether it's a short-term rental, which is an STR, or it is a just a regular rental, which is a year lease on the contract, the property management company is a loyalty to the contract, a loyalty to you as the client, a responsibility to the contract, and a duty to the services that they're supposed to provide for you. And so, if they're not doing those things, then I would get another property management company. Anytime you have to manage your property management company, that's probably not a good thing. I manage property management for people because what I do is it's on a POA, which is a power of attorney, and in that it is stated all the things that I'm able to do for them, and that they give me the powers to do. I don't have to be a licensed insurance brokerage firm, because as long as I'm working under a power of attorney, they still have a contract with me, which means I have a responsibility to that contract, and I have a responsibility and a duty to the services that I have to provide for them. That's the administrative task. Again, marketing, showing house, screening, collecting the rent, contract writing, all that stuff. That's all in there. Notary public, that's involved, as well as if there is a real estate agent, and we have those that work for us too as well, that come in. They get those contracts, they get those people in there, they get their commission, and then we go ahead and we're moving right along with our perfect renter. And if there's any issues or lease violations, we make sure we take care of those. So if there's annual inspections, just making sure that the property is okay, we'll do that for you too as well. A lot of property management companies, they have 5, 6 thousand properties, 4 or 5 people in the office. They're just there to collect a check. They're smiling on their bios. They're showing their face, going, and this is how they got the company started. But when it comes to duty to the service, they're probably not providing that. They've gotten too big and they forgot about where they came from. Those are the ones you don't want to work with. Anything over 50 properties, it's probably going to be dangerous, because even the large corporate companies only have about 3 to 5 people in the office, which means they may be taking care of 500 to 1,000 properties, but they're not always on point. That's why things get a little out of hand. That's why property 10, property 8, property number 35 has been late on their rent, or let's just say delinquent on their rent for the last 3 months. Now, that's because your property management company is not doing their job. And did they do their due diligence when it came to giving 30-day notices? If they didn't do that and it's not in the file, it's hard for you to even press evicting those people or remedying anything. When you go to court on those situations and you don't have those documentations instilled from the beginning in a file for them, the judge looks at that and says, Any type of late fees, those aren't applicable because those are fees that were assessed by you. That's not legal by the court, but by you. You're allowed to put those on there, but when you go by the court, the judge won't enforce those for you. So you have to have good renters that will follow the rules, respect your rules, as well as a great property management company that is going to be doing their job all internal in house. You don't really want to have to go to court. You want that property management company to be on point. When they're not doing those things and you have to be babysitting your properties, that's what you hired the property management company to do. That's not a property management company that you want working for you. You actually want a property management company that is going to be delivering their duty to the services that they're supposed to be providing for you, making sure that that property is a well-oiled machine, that they are the host of that property, and that if things are down, work orders, appliances, any of those things that need to be back up to speed, they maintain, take care of those things. All the administrative tasks are taken care of. If they have to do 30-day notices or evictions, they take care of those things. They do the trash outs, cleanups, they do the screening, back on to bringing on a new tenant, signing contracts again, and then doing the regular routine maintenance and all the other fun stuff that is just business as usual that a property management company is supposed to be doing. As well as you want your company to be well versed at the fair housing laws. So whether somebody is disabled, whether somebody in their color, race, creed, or whatever their gender may be, that is not looked at, but it is by the qualifications financially, and if they don't have any criminal background, that if they can afford it, that is what you look for in the factors. It is under fair housing laws. You have to do things non-personal without a bias, and you have to make sure who gets in that house is the one that qualifies fully. If somebody qualifies and maybe you don't approve of their personality, put that aside because the fair housing laws protect those people, and those are called class protected people. Whether it's a disability or a racial or gender discrimination, they are protected classes under the federal law. So you want your property management company to be well versed at federal law, state and federal law. One, know your state regulations in the state that you're practicing your management in. Two, federal law, no matter from high north or low south, east or west, you have to follow those because it's federal, which means it is a straight cookie cutter law straight across the board. And if you go against that law, you will be penalized for that. And so you want to make sure that your property management company is fully on point with that. Guys, I want to thank you guys for watching this. If you have any questions, don't forget to put the comments down and below. And as always, be safe and be blessed. We'll see you next time.